Ladies and gentlemen, there is a power at work in your life this very moment that most have never fully understood. It is silent, unseen, and yet it controls the destiny of every man and woman who walks this earth. It does not concern itself with whether you recognize it. It does not wait for your permission. It operates day and night, whether you will it or not. It is the cosmic habit force. You are where you are right now, not by chance, not by accident, but by the exact working of the habits you have allowed to govern your mind. These habits have been made permanent through repetition, and the cosmic habit force has cemented them into your character, into your destiny. Understand this one truth, and you hold the master key to whatever riches, success, happiness, or peace you desire. Fail to understand it, and you will drift, tossed by circumstance, blaming fate when the real architect of your life is sitting silently within your own mind. The laws of the universe are immutable. Gravity pulls you down whether you acknowledge it or not. Electricity lights the night whether you understand its workings or live forever in darkness, and so it is with cosmic habit force. Once an idea, a thought, a habit is set into motion, it becomes a part of your very nature. If your thoughts are saturated with fear, doubt, and limitation, cosmic habit force will take those seeds and grow them until they become weeds so thick that no flower of success can break through. If your thoughts are saturated with faith, persistence, love, and ambition, then cosmic habit force will build you a garden of achievement so magnificent that no obstacle can hold you back. You cannot escape the working of this force, but you can control the seeds you plant. Think not that you are bound by heredity, by circumstance, by the mistakes of your past. You are bound only by the habits you permit to dominate your mind. Change the habit, and you change your destiny. You might say, but how can I, after years of failure, after years of thinking small? And I say to you, the same way you built the habits that enslaved you, through repetition, through will, through constant, deliberate planting of new thoughts. It will not happen overnight. No great structure is built in a day. But once you understand that every single thought you allow to repeat itself becomes a brick in the house of your future, you will begin to take control of your mind as a master craftsman takes control of his tools. You are building your future right now, this very minute, whether you realize it or not. If you are careless, if you allow idle thoughts of fear and failure, the cosmic habit force will set those into permanence. If you are deliberate, if you repeat thoughts of courage, of ambition, of love, the cosmic habit force will do the same and build a life worthy of your highest dreams. Success is no accident. It is no mystery reserved for the lucky few. It is the result of laws, just as sure as the law that governs the tides and the stars. Men who achieve greatness are those who understand and apply these laws consciously. They do not allow their minds to wander aimlessly. They take command. They become the captains of their souls. When a man repeats an act often enough, it becomes second nature. His muscles remember the movement. His mind remembers the pattern. His spirit begins to respond automatically. The habit becomes his master. Picture this. A man wakes up each morning and says to himself, "Today I will do one thing to bring me closer to my dreams." If he says it with belief, with conviction, and he acts on it every day, what force on earth could stop him? None, for cosmic habit force itself will rise up to carry him. The man who makes a habit of complaining, of doubting, of procrastinating, he also has cosmic habit force working for him, but to his ruin. You see, the law does not discriminate. It is like the soil. It grows the poison vine just as easily as it grows the nourishing wheat. The choice of seed is yours. There are those who, when faced with difficulty, throw up their hands and cry out, "Why is life so unfair?" Life is not unfair. Life reflects what you have demanded of it. If you have demanded little through small habits, you will receive little. If you have demanded much through bold and courageous habits, you will receive abundance. Your dominating thoughts held long enough, repeated often enough, magnetize circumstances, people, and opportunities to you. You become a living magnet for whatever it is you truly, habitually think about. If your mind is steeped in poverty, poverty will find you even in a land of riches. If your mind is saturated with success, success will hunt you down even in the midst of apparent failure. Now you may say, but what about bad luck? What about things beyond my control? I tell you, luck, good or bad, is nothing but the expression of cosmic habit force in motion. You create your own luck by the habits of thought you cultivate. A man can sit in a prison cell, locked away from the world, and still be free if he masters his mind. Another man can sit in a palace and be a prisoner if he has allowed fear, doubt, and laziness to chain him. You have heard it said that habits form character, but it goes deeper than that. Habits form destiny. Whatever you consistently think, say, and do becomes the mold into which the clay of your life is poured. This is why it is vital, not optional, not someday, but now to seize control of your habitual thoughts. Start with small acts if you must. A simple affirmation said each morning with feeling, a single act of courage in place of hesitation, one expression of gratitude instead of a complaint, and then repeat it. Repeat it until it becomes automatic. Repeat it until you no longer must think about it. Repeat it until it is you. Understand that when you first begin to change your habits, resistance will appear. The old habits will cry out like dying animals. They will cling to life. But if you persist, the new habits will take root, and the cosmic habit force will begin to operate in your favor. It will be as though unseen hands are pushing you, lifting you, carrying you toward your goals. What once seemed difficult will become easy. What once seemed impossible will become inevitable. The greatest battles you will ever fight will not be against outside enemies, but against the habits of your own mind. Defeat fear, and fear will flee from you. Defeat doubt, and doubt will bow before you. Defeat procrastination, and action will become as natural as breathing. Most people go through life allowing habits to form by accident. They never stop to ask, what am I repeating? What am I becoming? They leave their lives to chance and call it fate. Do not be among them. Be among the few who live by law, who live by purpose. Right now, you have within you the power to change any habit, any belief, any circumstance. Not tomorrow, not next year, right now. It begins with decision, a decision backed by faith, a decision backed by persistence, a decision backed by the understanding that the universe itself will move to support you once you have moved to support yourself. You may have tried and failed before. That does not matter. Failure is but a temporary testing ground. It is the universe asking you, how badly do you want it? Respond with greater persistence, and cosmic habit force will yield to you. The treasures of life do not yield to the casual wish or the lazy dreamer. They yield to the man or woman who plants the right thoughts, waters them with action, guards them with faith, and persists until the harvest comes. And harvest will come, for the law cannot fail. It is working now. It is working always. The question is, what have you set in motion? What are you feeding with your thoughts, your words, your deeds? You are not a victim of circumstance. You are a master of creation. Creation begins in the mind, takes root in repeated thought and action, and becomes reality through the invisible but irresistible hand of cosmic habit force. You are powerful beyond measure when you understand this. There is no mountain you cannot climb, no dream you cannot achieve, no destiny you cannot mold to your will. Choose now, choose deliberately. Choose thoughts of faith, of courage, of strength, of abundance, of love. Choose them again and again until they are the very fabric of your being. And when the storms of life come, as they surely will, you will not be shaken. You will stand firm, a living monument to the supreme law that governs the universe and to the invincible spirit within you. For you are not merely subject to the cosmic habit force. You are its master once you know how to direct it. The man who learns to align his every thought, every action, Every heartbeat with his definite major purpose becomes a living dynamo. His energy, his ideas, his opportunities, all multiply as if the heavens themselves conspire to lift him onward. This is not a miracle, it is law. It is the certain effect of cosmic habit force directed by intelligent thought and unwavering belief. You will find that once you decide upon a definite chief aim, and once you back it with repeated, purposeful action, you will no longer wander from task to task, no longer drift from one passing fancy to another. You will move with a certainty that defies the obstacles in your path. Each step you take will seem guided by an invisible compass, and that compass will never fail you, provided you maintain the habits of persistence, faith, and definiteness of purpose. There is a rhythm in nature, a flow of energy, a surging tide that moves through everything that lives. The birds, the trees, the stars in their courses obey this rhythm. When you train your mind to think and act in harmony with the laws of success, you step into that rhythm, and life itself begins to work with you, not against you. How many men and women have I seen labor tirelessly for years, struggling without reward, simply because they labored without clear aim, without controlling the habits of their mind. Hard work alone is not enough. Many a man works himself to the bone, yet remains in poverty and obscurity, because he has not seized control of the habits that govern his thinking. Hard work directed by definite purpose, reinforced by repeated thought and action, amplified by the cosmic habit force that is the unstoppable formula. And let us not forget that cosmic habit force works not only upon individuals, but upon families, communities, nations, even civilizations. The dominant thoughts and habits of a people create their destiny just as surely as the dominant thoughts of a single man shape his future. You see it in the rise and fall of empires. You see it in the flourishing of cultures and the decay of nations. Everywhere, always, this law is working, silent yet sure, building according to the blueprints set in motion by repeated thought and action. It is no exaggeration to say that you are a creator, and the world around you is the clay. Your mind molds it, not with single fleeting thoughts, but with the persistent, habitual patterns you allow to dominate. If you believe yourself beaten, life will prove you right. If you believe yourself destined for greatness, life will prove you right. For the cosmic habit force molds itself to fit the pattern of your dominant mental attitude. There are no exceptions. There are no loopholes. There is only cause and effect, planted and reaped through habit. Therefore, no matter where you stand today, whether on the heights of success or the valleys of despair, know this. You can change your future by changing your habits, starting now, this moment, this heartbeat. The steps are simple, though not always easy. First, decide clearly what you want. Vague desires produce vague results. The universe does not respond to wishes whispered half-heartedly. It responds to clear, definite, passionate demand. Decide, and decide with every fiber of your being. Second, form the habit of thinking about your goal daily, hourly, moment to moment if you must. Saturate your mind with your purpose. Let no idle thought of failure, doubt, or fear linger for a moment without being replaced with faith, with determination, with a vision of your success already attained. Third, act. Act consistently. Act boldly. Act even when you do not feel ready. Each small action repeated builds momentum, and the cosmic habit force will multiply your efforts 1,000-fold once the habit is firmly established. And fourth, persist. Persist against doubt. Persist against delay. Persist against all appearances that suggest failure, for appearances are but shadows. Reality is shaped by the one who refuses to surrender. Cosmic habit force does not reward the timid, it rewards the relentless. Understand this, and you will realize that success is not a matter of luck, not a matter of who you know, not a matter of circumstances, it is a matter of law, and you hold the key to that law within your own mind. You are, right now, standing at the crossroads. One path is the easy road of drifting, of unconscious habit, of slow decay. The other path is the road of conscious creation, of deliberate habit, of triumph. The choice is yours, and you must make it every single day, every single hour, until right thinking becomes automatic, until right action becomes second nature, until the cosmic habit force bends itself to your vision without effort. And beware of allowing small habits of neglect to take root. A single weed left unchecked can overtake an entire garden. A single negative thought, repeated often enough, can choke out a lifetime of effort. Watch your mind, guard it as you would the most precious treasure, for indeed it is the source of all your treasures. Speak only words that reinforce the vision of what you seek. Allow only those associations that lift you higher. Feed your mind daily, hourly, on the images, the ideas, the inspirations that align with your purpose. Never let a single day pass without advancing, however slightly, toward your definite major purpose. And when obstacles arise, and they will, for life must test your resolve, meet them not with fear but with gratitude. Each obstacle is merely a stepping stone designed to strengthen your faith, your persistence, your habit of victory. Each defeat is merely a rehearsal for greater success. Each delay is but the gathering of greater momentum. Never permit yourself to be deceived by appearances. What you see with your eyes is only the reflection of past thought habits. To change the visible, you must first change the invisible. You must first change the habits of mind, of belief, of action. And then the world around you will begin to rearrange itself to mirror your inner transformation. There is no secret so potent, no knowledge so empowering as the understanding of cosmic habit force. With it, all things are possible. Without it, even the greatest talents, the noblest intentions, are but wasted sparks on the wind. Therefore, hold fast to your vision, cultivate the habits that serve that vision, and trust that the universe itself will respond with a power beyond anything you can now imagine. You must become the master of repetition. For repetition is the means by which the mind accepts new ideas, good or bad. Repetition plants the seed. Repetition waters the seed. Repetition commands the soil and sun to bring forth the harvest. If you repeat words of failure, failure you shall have. If you repeat words of strength, strength will become your shield and sword. The mind grows to resemble that which it holds in its focus most often. If your focus is scattered, so shall be your results. If your focus is firm, unwavering, directed toward your chief aim, all the forces of nature will combine to bring your desires into being. Not because of magic, but because of law, the law that whatever is impressed upon the subconscious mind repeatedly becomes reality through the unfailing operation of cosmic habit force. Understand that it is not enough to wish. It is not enough to hope. Wishes are idle. Hopes without action are dreams that wither and die. It is through the forging of habit, through repeated discipline, through steady thought and action, that hope is transformed into certainty, and wishes become realities that men and women can see and touch and celebrate. Ask yourself now, what habits are you building? What thoughts are you repeating when you rise in the morning, when you walk through your day, when you lie down at night? Are you filling your mind with images of victory, or are you feeding it the poison of fear and limitation? Are you rehearsing your greatness or rehearsing your defeats? No man can climb a mountain while his eyes are on the ground. No man can cross a raging river while his mind is filled with the fear of drowning. You must fix your mind on the summit, on the far shore, and keep it there through all distractions, through all doubts, until the mountain moves, until the waters part. Each time you persist, even when you feel weak, you are building a habit of strength. Each time you act with faith, even when fear whispers in your ear, you are fortifying the muscles of your soul, and these muscles will not betray you. They will rise up when you need them most. They will carry you when others fall away. They will lift you over obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. You will find over time that what once required painful effort becomes effortless. Just as the muscles of the body grow through repetition, so the muscles of the mind and spirit grow strong through the repeated practice of right thought, right speech, right action. And once these habits are firmly established, the cosmic habit force will seize upon them, magnify them, accelerate them, until success comes to you with the same certainty as night follows day. But hear this and hear it well. The habits of failure are just as powerful if you allow them. If you permit the weeds of fear and procrastination and self-pity to take root, they too will grow strong. They too will be nurtured by the same cosmic habit force, for this force is no respecter of persons, no respecter of dreams. It only obeys the pattern that you, through your thoughts and actions, set before it. Thus you must become as ruthless as a farmer who weeds his fields. You must pull out every thought, every habit, every association that does not serve your purpose. Do not tolerate even a single weed, for a single weed, left alone, can overrun the whole garden, and so it is not enough merely to know this truth. Knowledge is powerless without action. It is the application of knowledge, through steady, disciplined habit, that unlocks the treasures of life. You must begin now, today, this hour, this very breath. Begin by selecting one habit, one thought that you know must be changed if you are to rise to your rightful place. Attack it with all the intensity you can summon. Replace it with its opposite. If you habitually think I cannot, replace it with I can and I will. If you habitually delay, replace it with immediate, decisive action. And when the old habit rears its head, for it will, do not despair. Smile at it, recognize it as the dying echo of an old life you have left behind. Replace it again and again and again until the new habit is stronger than the old, until the new way becomes the only way. The road to mastery is a road of constant vigilance. Just as a sailor trims his sails and watches the stars to stay on course, you must daily trim your thoughts and adjust your actions to stay aligned with your purpose. A slight drift unchecked can lead to shipwreck, but a slight correction made early keeps you on the sure path to your destination. Never underestimate the small daily disciplines. They seem insignificant in the moment, but they compound over time into fortunes of success or ruin. The man who neglects the small disciplines because he seeks immediate results is like a fool who plants a seed today and expects a harvest tomorrow. The wise man knows that seeds must be nurtured, that roots must take hold unseen before the fruit appears. And so you must nurture your new habits with patience, feed them daily with faith, water them with persistent action, protect them from the storms of doubt, and know that though the harvest may be invisible for a time, it is growing beneath the surface. It is gathering strength. It is inevitable. There will be moments when you are tempted to quit. Moments when the old ways seem easier, when the goal seems too distant, when discouragement whispers in your ear. In those moments, remember that you are not merely fighting for a goal. You are forging a soul. You are shaping a destiny. You are commanding the most powerful force known to man, and it will obey you if you do not abandon it. Each day you persist, you are laying another brick in the fortress of your success. Each act of courage, however small, is another stone set firmly in place. And one day, when you least expect it, you will look up and realize you are surrounded by the walls of achievement, the towers of triumph you have built through the quiet, relentless application of cosmic habit force. You will then understand that greatness was never a matter of one grand action, but the inevitable result of thousands of small, deliberate choices made in harmony with an unwavering vision. You will come to know a strange and wonderful thing, that circumstances do not matter, that conditions, no matter how hostile, no matter how unfavorable, are but clay in the hands of one who has mastered himself through the cosmic habit force. You will see others complain of lack, of difficulty, of limitation, and you will know within your heart that these are but excuses of those who have not yet seized the tools of their own salvation. The one who governs his habits governs his destiny. The one who disciplines his mind disciplines the world around him. The one who persists, long after others have surrendered to the forces of chance, becomes a living magnet drawing opportunity, wealth, influence, and happiness in endless supply. For what you seek is seeking you, but it cannot find you until you become the person worthy of receiving it. It cannot come to you while you are ruled by fear, by weakness, by indecision. It comes to the strong, the determined, the resolute, to those who have forged habits so strong, so aligned with success, that success becomes not merely a possibility, but an inevitability. And so I say to you, begin where you are. Begin with whatever tools are at hand. Begin even if you feel unprepared, for action breeds preparation. Begin even if you feel small, for boldness breeds power. Begin even if you are surrounded by doubt, for faith, exercised daily, will banish the doubters within and without. It is not the size of your start that matters. It is the size of your persistence. It is not the brilliance of your first step that counts. It is the steadiness of your steps day after day, year after year, until what once seemed impossible becomes commonplace. Look around you at the great monuments of human achievement, the soaring cathedrals, the mighty bridges, the great cities. Every one of them began with a single thought, a single decision, a single action repeated and multiplied through habit. Greatness is not born. It is built brick by brick, thought by thought, action by action, under the unfailing guidance of the cosmic habit force. When you understand this, when you feel it burning within you, you will no longer be swayed by appearances. You will no longer be discouraged by delays. You will no longer envy the success of others, for you will know that the same force that lifted them can and will lift you, if you but harness it with discipline and faith. You will walk among men as one set apart, not because you are different by birth, but because you have chosen to be different by choice, by habit, by mastery of yourself. And the world, seeing your light, will be drawn to you. Opportunities will open to you, allies will rally to you, and even those who once doubted you will stand in awe at the transformation you have wrought. But beware, for there is danger in success as well as in failure. The danger of success is complacency. The danger of success is the temptation to rest upon your laurels, to believe that the work is finished, that the habits that brought you here need no further tending. But cosmic habit force does not sleep, and if you slacken in your vigilance, new habits, careless, idle, destructive, will take root. Therefore, the true master never ceases to cultivate his mind, never ceases to refine his habits, never ceases to climb, to grow, to reach higher still. For he knows that life itself is growth, and that the moment growth stops, decay begins. You must continue to stretch yourself, to demand more of yourself, to set new visions, higher goals, greater challenges, even after each triumph. You must not allow yourself to be trapped by the success of today, for the future always belongs to the bold, the persistent, the ever vigilant. There is no final victory in life. There is only the ongoing conquest of self, the endless refinement of thought, habit, and purpose, until at last you have woven the forces of the universe itself into the very fabric of your being. And let me remind you, this power is available to all. It plays no favorites. It cares not for your background, your education, your connections. It is as ready to serve the child of poverty as the child of privilege. It demands only that you understand its laws, obey its rules, and persist until you have bent it to your will. You are the architect of your life. You are the captain of your fate. You are the master builder, and the blueprint is held in your own mind. If that blueprint is clear, if it is drawn with faith and backed by habit, nothing on earth can deny you your rightful destiny. But you must be bold. You must dare to dream mighty dreams, and then dare still more to act daily, hourly, moment by moment, to bring them into reality. The timid soul will never taste the fullness of life. The hesitant hand will never grasp the prizes that await beyond the veil of fear. Fear is the great enemy. Fear paralyzes, fear poisons, fear sabotages the workings of the cosmic habit force by planting weeds of doubt and delay where seeds of faith and action should grow. Banish fear, drive it out by acts of courage, however small. Each act of courage is a blow against fear. Each act of boldness weakens its grip. Each step forward taken in spite of fear brings you closer to mastery. And know this, courage is not the absence of fear. It is action in spite of fear. It is the habit of acting boldly even when the heart quakes and the knees tremble. Build that habit, and fear will flee from you. Build that habit, and success will become your faithful servant. You have within you now, at this very moment, the seed of greatness. You have the power to rise, to create, to achieve, to become all that you were meant to be. But you must claim it, you must act, you must persist, you must mold yourself day after day until the cosmic habit force itself becomes your ally, your engine, your champion. No man, no woman, no circumstance can stand against one who has mastered this power, for he moves not merely by his own strength, but by the strength of the universe itself, harnessed through the mighty, unfailing, inexorable force of cosmic habit. Look around at the great forces of nature, the ceaseless tides, the endless rotation of the planets, the eternal rising and setting of the sun. These forces move with precision and certainty. They do not question their course. They do not hesitate. They operate according to law, the same law that governs your thoughts, your actions, your results. You are part of that great order. You are not separate from it. The same intelligence that spins the stars in their courses breathes within you, acts through you, and waits upon your command, but it will not act without direction. It will not move until you move it with clear intention, with burning desire, and with relentless repetition through habit. When a river flows, it cuts through the rock not by power but by persistence. It wears away the mountain by constant motion, by endless patience, by never ceasing to act upon its purpose. So it is with you. You need not overwhelm your obstacles in a single day. You need only move steadily, day after day, and the obstacle will wear away before you, ground to dust by the mighty force of your persistence, if you have failed before good. For failure, rightly understood, is the raw material of success. Every setback carries within it the seed of an equivalent or greater advantage, but only for the one who refuses to accept defeat as final. Failure teaches, failure sharpens, failure purifies. Failure tests your commitment and proves whether your desire is weak and passing or whether it is strong enough to command the cosmic habit force. The man who rises from repeated failure, each time stronger, wiser, more determined, is a man who cannot be denied, for every fall has tempered him. Every disappointment has strengthened his resolve. Every heartbreak has deepened his vision, and when at last he stands victorious, his triumph is unshakable because it has been built upon the rock of perseverance. Remember always that the journey shapes you more than the destination. It is not merely the achievement of your dreams that matters. It is the becoming of the person who is capable of achieving them. The riches, the honors, the acclaim, these are but symbols, reflections of the internal mastery you have gained through the steady application of habit. You must never ask, how fast can I reach my goal, but rather, how surely can I build the habits that will carry me there and beyond. Speed is irrelevant without direction. Achievement is hollow without character. And so the wise builder of dreams lays his foundation deep and sure, knowing that only what is built upon firm habit can endure the tempests of life. There will be days when your vision seems blurred, when progress seems slow, when the temptation to abandon the path calls to you with a sweet and deadly voice. In those moments, you must return to your first principles. You must remind yourself of why you began. You must rekindle the fire of your desire and trust that though you may not yet see the results, the cosmic habit force is at work on your behalf, moving invisibly, inexorably toward the fulfillment of your purpose. It is like the planting of a mighty oak. For a long time after the seed is placed in the earth, there is no sign of growth. The surface appears barren. The impatient man, seeing nothing, may dig up the seed in frustration, killing its potential before it has had time to take root. But the wise man waits, he waters the soil, he shields it from harm. He trusts the unseen processes beneath the surface, knowing that in due time the first tender shoot will appear, and that one day a towering giant will stand where once there was only empty ground. Such it is with your dreams. They grow first in secret. They establish deep, unseen roots through your daily habits of thought and action, and only after much patience, much faith, much labor, do they break forth into the light for all the world to see. Do not mistake silence for inactivity. Do not mistake delay for denial. The cosmic habit force is never idle. It is always responding, always shaping, always creating according to the pattern you impress upon it. Your task is to hold the pattern steady, to act with unwavering faith, and to persist until the fruits of your labor appear. You must become as the sculptor who sees the figure within the stone long before the first blow of the chisel. To others, the marble is formless, useless. But to the sculptor's eye, it contains a masterpiece, waiting to be revealed by deliberate and repeated strokes. So it is with your life. Others may see only the rough stone of your circumstances, but you, if you are wise, will see the shining statue within, waiting to be freed by the chisel of habit, wielded with patient strength. No obstacle is permanent. No condition is final. Everything yields to the persistent application of intelligent habit. The mountains that today seem immovable will crumble before your steady march. The walls that seem impenetrable will fall. The rivers that seem uncrossable will part to let you pass, not by sudden miracles, but by the gradual, unstoppable, inexorable working of the cosmic habit force through you. This is the law, this is the promise. This is the power that lies sleeping within you now, waiting only for your call. Will you awaken it? Will you claim it? Will you dare to mold yourself into the vessel through which it can act? The time for hesitation is over. The time for excuses is past. You have lingered long enough in the shadow of fear and doubt. The day of decision is upon you. The hour of action has struck. Rise up and take command of yourself. Set your mind with clarity. Act with courage, persist with faith, and the universe itself will bend to your will. Now, as you stand at the crossroads of your future, remember this. The greatest power ever known to man is not in the storms that shake the earth, not in the wealth that fills the vaults of kings, but in the quiet, invisible force that shapes your habits and, through them, your destiny. You are the maker of your fate. You are the builder of your world. The tools lie in your hands. The plans are written in your thoughts. The energy waits upon your will. Seize this moment. Declare now, with every fiber of your being, that you will master yourself, that you will master your habits, that you will not drift, you will not falter, you will not surrender to weakness, fear, or doubt. You will harness the cosmic habit force, and you will ride it like a mighty river toward the life that is waiting for you. Dream grand dreams, think great thoughts, build mighty habits, act with unwavering courage, and remember the universe does not reward hesitation. It rewards certainty, it rewards action. It rewards those who dare to believe, dare to persist, dare to build themselves into something greater. The future belongs to you if you are bold enough to claim it. Step forward now, and let the world see what happens when an individual awakens the sleeping giant within. Let the world see what happens when a human soul becomes one with the unstoppable, eternal cosmic habit force. The time is now. The power is yours.